Hey everyone, in this video I'll try to explain how to set up 4 shards for the Don't Starve Together mod Island Adventure. With the recent update of making this video, the mod team for Island Adventures have made a comeback and gave us the seaworthy and mostly all the shipwreck content. What does this mean? We can hop back from the DST worlds of forest and caves and hop to the shipwrecked islands and the volcano. When doing so, you need 4 servers basically running each world. Hopefully I can explain the process on how to set up the beast that is 4 servers. First you want to download the tool Don't Starve Together Dedicated Server. Then browse local files and make your way to bin, then script. This folder will come with one .bat file by default. The other 3 you see are the servers I have. Copying the .bat file and editing it. I added all my batch files to run the 64.exe version instead of the 32 because I ran into lag problems. If you want to change yours to 64-bit, you need to head to bin 64 folder and copy everything, then paste it in the bin folder and replace it. Small side note is you need to do this every update. I go back to scripts and make a copy of the only .bat file and go inside and edit some stuff. Text quotation marks near the start will help you organize servers when they pop up with their names showing on the top of the window. Also, don't forget to add _x64.exe if you want to run the 64-bit version. Lastly, this last line is what the folder name will be. Once you're done, save the file and run it. You'll create 4 folders and say server won't run, which is okay. Exit out of the 4 server windows and make your way to documents, then clay folder. For the video, I named it test and what this shard is. Now you'll see the 4 folders for each shard. The 2 files we need to make are the server.ini and mod override.lua. I'll go into more detail about these files later in the tutorial. Now you want to open DST and go into host game. We are going to create the world folders and mod data so the dedicated server will have them. There are 2 mods you want to subscribe to so they pop up in the server mod menu, which are API Gemcore and Island Adventures, which I'll link in the description. Ignore the other 2 that are on screen because some other mods might crash or not work. For the most important part, you will need to go into configure mod settings of Island Adventures and scroll down to the bottom where it says for dedicated servers. You want to set the IDs for each shard so they can all probably connect to each other. You can use the numbering I did for reference. Then you would generate the world and leave it. Then go back into host game menu and click the manage world button on the right, then click open world folder and exit DST. Now you want to head over to accounts.clay.com, log in, and go to games on the top bar. Then under the DST picture there will be a button called game servers. Scroll to the bottom to the add new server section and give the cluster a name and add new server. Now that you added the server, head to configure server and mess with the settings except server token. After that, download it and open the zip. The 2 files you want to copy out are cluster.ini and cluster token text. Now go back to the 4 folders made from the batch file and paste both files inside each cluster1 file and paste both files inside the cluster_1 folder for all 4 of them. If you want to change a setting in cluster.ini, then remember to replace the other cluster.inis. Now head back to DSD dedicated server files and go to the mods folder. You want to edit dedicated server mod setup.lua with the mod ideas, which is in the link for the mods on the workshop. Ignore the top line unless you want health and info, but the second and third lines are Gemcore and Island Adventure. Now we head back to where the clusters are located, grab the generated master folder from when we opened DSD, copy it to the island cluster and replace the folder. Now grab the caves and head to the volcano folder and paste it. You want to delete the master folder and rename the caves folder to master with a capital M. You now see the world has the correct mod override and level override. We will mess with the server.ini in a bit, but now we can take a detour to level override. If you want to have multiple seasonal events, this is the file to edit. There is all the year events, Winter's Feast, Pro Carnival, and Cloud Nights. Just change disabled to enabled on the events you want on. I was about to generate a forest and cave shard, but I got lazy, so I just used another world's file. This can be used as an example of merging a mega base and then adding the shipwreck mod and spawning in the sunken boat with the item you need to make the seaworthy. By the end of this video, I just regen the world. I copied the volcano server.ini and mod override to the rest of the folders and opened all 4 servers.ini. For this part, you have to remember which server.ini file you open for which cluster. Once you change the name section, it will make it easier to be organized. If you forget the IDs you use for each shard, it's in the mod override.lua at the bottom where it says forest ID and etc. Be sure to make the forest shard master section true and the other shards false. Make sure the server ports are all different and save and close them. At the end, I made sure I copied all mod overrides and renamed the cluster.ini and replaced them for the other shards. Now that we are done with mostly everything, it's time to start up the server with the batch file. You can make a shortcut to desktop to start the server faster. Now we check if the server pops up on the server list. If it does not, be sure to allow this program in the firewall settings. As I mentioned, I regened for demonstration purpose. Now that everything is ready, we can check in game. I could have done C migrate too, but I wanted to check the structures themselves. Small side note for Woody players. If the 3 moon altars are active, then islands and volcanoes will have the full moon as well. Now that all 4 shards work, you can roll back or regen. Enjoy. Thank you for watching and take care.